Hey friends, welcome to Hot News. Hope you're doing well. We got some stuff to cover, not just the Samsung nonsense, because I mean everybody and their dog's covering that these days, and we'll talk about it, but I don't really care that much. Anyways, let's talk about today's video sponsor. Today's video is actually brought to you by Wix, and we'll talk a lot more about them at the end of the video, but big thanks to Wix for sponsoring this video. You guys can check them out at the link in the video description, wix.com/go/UFDtech. So first up, let's talk about why you shouldn't be buying any sort of computer right now, or at least certain parts of it. First up is the report that DRAM prices, or regular computer RAM, their prices are expected to come down by 30% this quarter. So this is coming from a report from DRAM Exchange, who has talked about RAM pricing in the past, kind of trying to indicate what the trends of the industry are going to be. And they're saying that, yes, we should expect a 30% decline in Q1 2019. This is for specifically server DRAM, but then regular DRAM should be able to drop alongside of that because they typically go hand in hand. And if we take a look at PC Part Picker, seeing what the price of RAM has been over the past 2 years, you see that our peak of RAM prices was about this time last year, and it's been on the decline ever since June, which means that we're at really good prices. $120 for 16 gigs of 3000 megahertz RAM. This Corsair kit right here is pretty phenomenal, but if we expect another 30% price drop, I mean, coming down to under $100 for that would be pretty sweet. So let's hold off and wait, supposedly according to some industry sources. But then not only would RAM be good to wait on, we also have graphics card stuff that I would probably recommend waiting on, especially since video cards just put out that their sources have confirmed that a GTX 1650 is in the works and should launch in March of next month, which next month is March. So good talk, Brett. Language is easy. So not a whole lot is known at this point. No CUDA cores unveiled. Looks like we could expect 4 gigabytes of GDDR5 with a 128-bit memory bus. Why not GDDR6? Who knows? And they're expecting a $180 launch price, with the 1660 Ti right here launching tomorrow at $280, which, if the rumors are at all true, a 1070 level performance with $280 price is actually a pretty fantastic value. So at least waiting till tomorrow, if you have $300 for a graphics card, might be a swell idea. And then if you're looking for your 1050 Ti replacement, that seems to be what the 1650 is going to satisfy sometime next month, as well as a non-Ti version of the 1660 as well next month. That's all rumors, but Video Cards has been pretty on the spot with this kind of stuff. I think they were the ones who first reported on the 1660 Ti, even though that's a horrible name and nobody should ever consider buying a card like that. And I said I would smash a graphics card over my head if it was true. And I'm pretty sure it's true. And I'm gonna back out of what I said. Unless one of you guys can send me a defective graphics card. Do we have any broken graphics cards in the office? I don't think so. I can't do that. I can't bring myself to do it. Just know that I don't keep my words about ridiculous promises that I make. But also, speaking of the 1660 Ti, we've got some Asus models leaked. There's the Phoenix, there's the Dual, as well as the Strix, which seems to bear resemblance to the current RTX series of cards. And then also, there was a 1660 Ti unboxing that appeared on YouTube from PC World Bulgaria, and it's gone. It's gone. They pulled it down, probably because it's not supposed to come out till tomorrow, which is the supposed release date of the 1660 Ti. And then even more reference to know that it's coming out. A local retailer here in South Africa actually released several different versions of the Gigabyte cards, as well as the pricing, which is a little pricey, coming in at around 6,000 Rand for the 1660 Ti. That's like about GTX 1070 level pricing. But as always with graphics cards, the one thing that I would recommend if you're in South Africa with graphics cards, I would always recommend that you probably buy from Wootware, because they have ridiculously good pricing on everything. I mean, look at their 2060. It's 6,000 Rand, considering most other people are selling theirs for 6,500 to 8,000, somewhere in that region. That's phenomenal. As well as they recently listed Radeon 7, this one right here, for 12,000 Rand. Most other places have it going for 14,000 Rand. So if the 1660 Ti is coming out tomorrow, I'd recommend checking out Wootware as opposed to other places, just because, you know, one, they sponsor us, they're not sponsoring this video, but then also they have really great pricing here in South Africa. And then let's talk about another reason why budget builders might want to wait is because Intel's rolling out the 4 gigahertz Pentium, the Gold G5620, coming in at under $100, available in early March, 65 watt TDP, 4 gigahertz on a 2-core, 4-thread CPU. If you're looking at getting the top of the line Pentium CPU at all, there's gonna be a new one coming out in just a couple weeks, so you might wanna hold your baggage for that. Hold your baggage?
I think that's a saying.
It's now a saying. I say it. Oh, Mary's. It's now a saying. I say it. And then TSMC, the people who make stuff. I mean, this could be a reason why you would want to actually start buying stuff now, because they produce all of the wafers that AMD and NVIDIA need for the graphics card and whatnot, especially on 12 to 16 nanometers. Well, it appears that they lost $550 million in Q1 thanks to all of the bad materials that they got that produced a bad batch that lost them 3 days worth of production. And it looks like that they're dropping their revenue projections from 7.4 billion down to 7.1. Nothing catastrophic, but we might see a little increase in certain prices on graphics cards. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe NVIDIA is just going to eat the cost for us. Sorry. Wishful thinking is my brain. Then Globalfoundries is the company that was responsible for producing AMD stuff, and then AMD was like, yo dogs, you're not moving to 7 nanometers, we have to get rid of you. And they're like, okay. It appears that they might be getting bought out by Samsung or SK Hynix for being a secondary manufacturer for their stuff. Pretty cool. We'll see if that happens. Obviously, this is just early market speculation. Then let's talk about something else that isn't getting made. Not 7 nanometers. This is a segue that works, okay? Final Fantasy 15, the DLC that was canceled because the lead the lead producer on the project for Final Fantasy 15's DLC left the project, and so they scrapped everything. Well, it looks like it's actually going to be coming out as a novel called The Dawn of the Future in April. Great. I don't know about this. I mean, it kind of sticks true to what's happening with Final Fantasy 15. They released a whole bunch of different mediums. They released the movie that came out before with Kingsglaive. They released the anime that came out. They released the Pocket Edition. It kind of makes sense that Final Fantasy 15 would then expand into the novel region. Anyways, let's talk about, not that, because I already talked about that. Let's talk about Samsung not selling Blu-ray players in the US anymore, which, who cares about physical media? If you care at all, you might want to care about this, but bye. Sucks to be people who want Blu-ray players. Just buy a PlayStation, you nubs. Why was that so funny to you? That was a terrible joke. You're breaking down. Oh my. Scalebound, which was another canceled game by, what was this, BioWare, right? No, Platinum Games. It was canceled a while ago. It turns out that there's a rumor floating around that it might be coming back as a Switch game. This is not what people wanted. People wanted Game of Thrones on PC. Now we're getting Switch candy. Moving on. The Vita, it's dead. PlayStation Vita has ended production in Japan. Sony saying it's bye-bye. That sucks. I really wanted more things to come out handheld. I have a Vita. I don't play it, but if I did want to, I would. And now I can't play on the new one that might never come out because it won't. And then do you guys remember that Lenovo had an issue where they were selling malware, or not selling, they were including malware on their laptops that was coming out through Superfish? Well, it appears that there was a class action lawsuit that took place, and it looks like if you had one of these laptops, you can claim $40. So we'll leave a link in the description for you guys to get your cash. That's more than what people got for the 970s, which had the broken VRAM. Yeah, it was $20 for that. So you spend $400 on a graphics card, you spend like $1,000 on a laptop. Prices, it works. And then Valve is looking to remove all videos from their library on Steam, not video games, but things such as movies and other types. They're just like, we're a video game thing, so we're just gonna sell video games. Not videos. I never use Steam for that, so I don't care. And then Intel has invited gamers for Graphics Odyssey spanning multiple continents. Why did I say that word so weirdly? Anyways, there's this like join the Odyssey campaign that they're doing right now. I signed up for it. You guys can sign up for it in the video description. I don't know what's gonna come of it, but hopefully we all get free graphics cards from them because that'd be amazing. So that's what I'm hoping for. Sign up, link in the description. And then Denuvo, which has been the newest one that's been included in Metro Exodus as well as Far Cry New Dawn. And well, I don't know why I tried to go further. It appears that it's been cracked in 5 days. Good job, Denuvo. Slowing our games down, getting cracked real early, and then giving pirates a reason to buy or to download the pirated game because they'll actually get better performance. Really appreciate your lovely work for the community. You know who cares about the community though? Logitech, because they are reviving a fan favorite mouse, the MX518, coming back in a 2019 edition, getting a Hero 16K sensor, a 32-bit ARM processor, as well as a 1 millisecond reporting rate. I have known so many people with this mouse. This is gonna make some, okay, Reece is super happy. Why are you happy?
I used to have that mouse and it was my favorite.
It's Reece's favorite. Good job, Logitech. Thanks for making people good happiness.
People good happiness.
All right, let's talk about the Samsung crap. I really don't care too much except for the fact that I'm gonna spend $2,000 on this phone. We got the foldable display, which is kind of horrible. I really, like, the worst part about this is the outer displays, because look at that bezel. Look at that freaking bezel. Nobody wants that. The one on the outside, then you get the expanded one in the middle, which actually looks pretty cool, pretty seamless, turning it into a tablet. I like the idea, but this is pretty trash. They're gonna balance the battery between the two sides. It's supposed to be like 4,000 something milliamp hours, 4380. It's not bad.
It's such a thick boy when it's full.
It is. It's gonna have a 7nm 8-core processor, 12 gigabytes of RAM, as well as 512 gigabytes of UFS 3.0 storage, which is something that we talked about in the previous hot news. It's the super fast UFS storage that Samsung just invented. It's supposed to be twice as fast as the current UFS storage that they include in their current phones. So I get it, I don't get it, I have no use for it, but I'm gonna buy it probably. Please don't let me. And then we got the S10. It's supposed to get its own version of Adobe Premiere Rush for anybody who's a mobile editor out there. And then we also got the S10e, which is gonna cost $750. It like drops a camera on the front and a camera on the back, but then has the same processor, same amount of RAM and storage, and it's slightly smaller. So basically it's the iPhone XR on Samsung's side. Good job being original, Samsung. I do like the hole punch design. I'm not sure I prefer that over the notch. I think I'm still, I'm okay with the notch. Obviously it takes up less entire real estate, but it's actually more hideous to me. It's like that one giant like mole that somebody has on their face that you can't help but not look at.
I like the symmetry of the notch.
The symmetry of the notch is quite nice. And then they released Galaxy Buds, which are supposed to be a competitor for the AirPods. I doubt they will be, because the previous attempts that Samsung has made at making these things have sucked. The Gear Icon X or whatever they were, I bought those. Trash. So bad. I don't, we'll see what the reviews are on like that, but I'm gonna stick with my AirPods for now. And then just for a little funsies for anybody who cares about South African esports, I wanted to go ahead and give some time to this major issue that's going down in the local scene. It appears that one of the biggest expos that's here in South Africa, the Electronics and Gaming Expo, EGE as it's affectionately known, took place last year in about, I think it was July of 2018. They held several tournaments, including for Call of Duty, for FIFA, for Tekken, Injustice, and so it turns out they have not paid the players for the game earnings that they should have won. Apparently it's affecting Injustice 2, Tekken 7, FIFA 18, and Call of Duty for a total of 61,000 Rand. For you American folk, that's about $4,000 that this place has not paid out. They're citing the fact that there was like lower foot traffic of the expo, so they didn't have as much cash to pay the players. Then just don't hold the tournaments. If you don't have it up front, don't do it. This is despicable, this is disgusting, and yet another example of really bad stuff happening in the esports scene. Rikus, come here. This EGE crap, how bad is it?
It's horrible.
And it's kind of to be expected, right? Since this is kind of how South Africa esports works for the most part.
Actually not.
Okay.
I mean, VS pays their stuff. Metalsite pays their stuff.
Okay. EGE hasn't, but then who was the other one that like came into the country and left?
Oh, ESL?
ESL.
Yeah.
I heard that they hadn't paid people.
But that was due to Quized actually screwing up.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
ESL as a whole is fantastic. Quized is horrible.
Okay, yeah. Stop doing this kind of crap. EGE, pay your stuff. And then there was Arena as well.
Yes.
Stop. If you're not gonna have the money up front to pay people, don't hold the tournaments. Not that hard.
And don't promise the money if you don't have it.
That's exactly what I just said. Thank you for rephrasing it. You're welcome to leave now. And that's where I'm gonna end today's hot news with a little bit of South African love, hate, calling out people. Anyways, let me know what you thought of today's hot news at the link at the comments in the description. Not even in the description. Tell me what you think in the comments. Wow. Don't forget about today's video sponsor. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is sponsored by Wix. My friends, if you haven't heard of Wix, where have you been? It's the super simple, easy way to build a website. Everything's drag and drop, easy to place. It makes sure that you, even if you have no technical knowledge, you can build whatever website that you want for whatever purposes that you want, either personal, professional. It's all right there. You can set it up so that you can sell things on your website. It's literally drag and drop, click and place, and even somebody technically knowledgeable like myself, I just like building websites like this because it saves you so much time and effort that you don't have to figure out what goes where. You just simply place an image, there you go. As you guys can see right on the screen right now, I built a little holder website for us as we're currently in the middle of buying out a new domain, and we'll be having a company website that's gonna go on Wix once we actually get the domain sorted. But as you can see, it's so easy. I just place a quote, I just make sure that I have all of these horrible images of me right there because Wix.com might be very easy for you to build a website, but that doesn't mean that they can actually make you look any better, unfortunately. But once I get it all set up, it's as easy as hitting publish. You can set it up with the domain that they give you, or as I mentioned, we're waiting on getting a domain, and it's as simple as entering your domain and then your website can be published with Wix. It's honestly, it's less than a 30-minute process to get a fully functioning website set up with everything that you need, a contact us form, all of the images that you want to show up. As long as you have the content in mind, Wix has the tools to make sure that you can get it done. Honestly, one of the best tool belts that you could probably have when it comes to website building out there on the internet. So if you're interested in getting your own website set up, you should go to wix.com/go/UFD Tech. Link for that will be in the video description so that you can get started today with building a website for whatever purposes you have, whether it's to show off your portfolio like my good friend Reece behind the camera with all of his fancy camera work, or if you just want to make one for your pets, or you actually want to sell things for a business. Any way you want to do it, wix.com/go/UFD Tech. Check them out. Big thanks to them for sponsoring this video. All right, hit like on the video, get subscribed to stay up to date on all of our tech-related content. I'm Brett with the UFD Tech channel. You've just been educated on the news, and I'll see your smiling faces again in the next video. Love you too.